Hey folks, good to see you. It's Quizmaster Jack here again with Buzzword, riding high off of that week 17, getting into the pop culture and sports for week 18 of 2023. It'll be difficult to meet the highs of last week, but we can certainly have enough fun. Let's get into the first question.
In a novel named for this food, Sipsy and
Food.
Idgie are two women in Alabama who run the Whistle Stop Cafe.
The Whistle Stop Cafes and fried green tomatoes. Okay. I don't know, maybe I just have a predilection for that, but I don't know where that question even goes from there. What other tomatoes? Like the Max tomato and Kirby? I mean, you can just have the giveaway of like used in marinara or pizza sauce. I don't know where that question goes. So I'm glad I just got the 18 off of it.
This TV show's episode, No Way Out 2, The Evolution of Frank, depicts a crime that contributes to Jason Gideon's decision to leave the BAU.
Oh, Gideon.
After the 2007 departure of Mandy Patinkin.
That's Criminal Minds was the one that Mandy Patinkin was on. Inigo Montoya himself. The original Pierre from Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 18... I think he was the original Pierre. Anyway. When it comes to TV series and Mandy Patinkin, you go with Criminal Minds.
While an orchestra in this film plays April in Paris, the protagonist slaps hands with Count Basie. Rock Ridge is a town targeted in this film by Hedley Lamar, who is foiled by
Blazing Saddles. Hedley Lamar. Because they make the joke all the time that it's not Hedy Lamar, it's Hedley Lamar. And then you got the good bean eating scene, the Frisco Kid. You see this hand? Steady as a rock. Yeah, but this is the hand I shoot with. And then a bunch of off-color jokes that if I say them, YouTube will probably ban me. So I'm not going to.
Immediately after character creation in this game, George Osric appears and laughs about scaring theater goers. Many internet posters reveal that Anne is cursed by Rookwood and that players can't prevent the death of Professor Fig as a protest against, for 10 points.
What's it actually called? It's Hogwarts Legacy? It is Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, Odric makes sense for a character in the Harry Potter video game. But I didn't play it. Not necessarily in protest of the terrible things that J.K. Rowling is getting herself into, but that had a non-zero effect on my decision.
A 2022 song with this title describes a woman in the dark of the night who's got danger on her mind. In a 2004 film of this name, trainer Frankie Dunn performs euthanasia.
Okay. Whoop. $1 Million Baby. Did not know about that song, so we'll take the good old movie clue to get that right. I feel like there's been, because that tomato one has to, I can't think of any other movie that has tomatoes in the title. So I think that question had a variety of topics that it got into, just like this one did, which is good. I like questions like that where it's, you can have an obscure source for the first clue and then a more common one. I like the structure of that for Quiz Bowl questions.
In this movie, a man on a motorcycle leaps off a bridge and wraps himself in a wet flag while rescuing a boy. The artistic girl Molly is saved by Beam in this Telugu language movie that...
It's probably... There's not going to be... What other Telugu... Yeah, like, I haven't seen it, but they said Telugu. They're not going to ask about any other Telugu movie other than RRR, which I think it did win Best Song, right? That song's a bop.
This song was the biggest hit from an album that also produced the singles Hey Julie and Mexican Wine.
Hey Julie. That's got to be Stacy's mom. Yeah, because that's Fountains of Wayne. Hey Julie, also a bop. They used it in Scrubs. In the one episode of Scrubs that I actually watched and could tell you about. Because it's... JD is dating a character played by Mandy Moore who doesn't laugh. She just says, "That's funny." That's like Dear Interstate Managers is a pretty good album when it comes down to it. Like Stacy's mom got like the one-hit wonder stuff. But man, Fountains of Wayne, they were a pretty good band. Adam Schlesinger did some real good stuff between writing all the songs for That Thing You Do, which if he didn't get those songs right, that movie would not be near as good as it was. And then he did a bunch of stuff for Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Just a really talented guy and a terrible loss.
In Act 1 of this musical, the song When the Children Are Asleep is sung by the ambitious fisherman Enoch Snow.
Fisherman.
This musical ends at a graduation as Billy Bigelow's family sings You'll Never Walk Alone. For 10 points, what Rodgers and Hammerstein musical is about a carnival barker?
I actually don't... Is that what Pippin's about? Carousel. Yep, that makes so much more sense. Yep, that's a musical that would have made more sense to guess. But yeah, I don't know the Rodgers and Hammerstein stuff all that well. But yep, Carousel. Carousel makes a lot of sense. And I didn't know You'll Never Walk Alone comes from that. I assume that's where Liverpool got the song. Derailed by musicals that I don't really have knowledge of. That's how it goes. Still pretty... Not knocking on wood here, but this is a pretty strong week with 2 questions left.
On this show, Sammy covers up windows with drawings to hide from the lady in the tree. While running for state senator, a character on this show named Thaisa is alleged to have been a cannibal in Canada. For 10 points, name this Showtime series about a plane crash.
Okay. Yep. Cannibal in Canada. That's got a good campaign ring to it. But yeah, that's Yellow Jackets, which is about... It's like they took the story of that South American soccer team that crashed and then made it teenage girls in Canada.
On social media, this singer often uses his invented word pétan. This singer described how time flies by in the yellow and green on his 2018 hit Shotgun.
Nope.
In a 2014 song, this man says, "Give me one good reason why I should never make a change."
Nope.
For 10 points, name this British singer of Budapest.
Maybe? I doubt it. Never heard of George Ezra. Never. Is he the one that Better Than Ezra thinks they're better than? That's all. I can only make Better Than Ezra jokes. Because I have no knowledge of this person. Well, dropped 2 questions, but had a bunch of 18s in there. Bunch of 18s for 18. So that should still be a pretty solid week. Not as good as last week, but there's a distinct possibility that's going to be my best week for this whole year. And I should stop talking about it over and over again. But it was just so good. It was just so good. Anyway, that's a pop culture. Now we're going to head into the transition and then play some sports. Hey, folks, no best buzzes to brag about this week, but I'm still going to ask you to do the things that help the channel, which include liking the video, subscribing to the channel, watching more videos. So if you could do that, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you think Buzzword is a pretty cool game, you can play it yourself. Head over to naqt.com/buzzword to check it out. All right, starting out with 10 questions of sports. Here we go.
In 2021, this man had an MLB record 50 strikeouts in his first 4 starts of the season. In 2018, this man had a 9-WAR season with a 1.70 ERA and won a Cy Young Award despite having just 10 wins. In December 2022, the Rangers signed, for 10 points,
DeGrom. Yeah, DeGrom went to the Rangers. Just trying to work my way through the Mets pitchers, because Syndergaard's on the Padres now. It's either the Padres or the Angels. I think it's the Padres. Or it might just be the Dodgers. One of the SoCal teams. They're all the same.
Jeff Skinner broke this man's record of being the youngest player to appear in an NHL All-Star game. His shot from the blue line ended a double overtime Game 7 against the Blues in 1996.
Oh, okay.
For 10 points, what longest-serving captain in NHL history played his entire career for the Detroit Red Wings?
Oh, this will be Scott Yzerman, probably? Yeah, Steve Yzerman. Again, don't put first names if you don't have to. Scott Yzerman is somebody else. No, I'm conflating Steve Yzerman and Scotty Bowman, who was the coach of the Red Wings when they were good. But again, always just give last names.
This player missed a game-winning 3 over Tyrone Hill in a playoff Game 7 after attending his college graduation. At the 2000 Olympics, he dunked while jumping over 7'2" center Frédéric White.
Yeah, it's Vince Carter. Yeah. Again, all my basketball knowledge just comes from watching Secret Base, because they had a beef history about Vince Carter versus everybody in Toronto. And he got some flack for going to his college graduation and then coming back to play in a playoff game. Also, he posterized that guy in the 2000 Olympics.
This man, who coached the Stars to all 3 USFL title games, left another job after saying his players couldn't do diddly poo. He was the first coach to take the Saints to the postseason. The father of UConn's current coach is, for 10 points, what Colts coach who gave the 2001 playoffs tirade?
Why can't I remember this guy's name? It's Herm Edwards. Jim Mora. Yep, Herm Edwards came after. Misremembering Colts coaches. Lots of people. All people this week in sports.
Lana Lawless's 2010 lawsuit against this organization paved the way for Bobby Lancaster's attempt to qualify. From 2006 to 2009, this organization's Player of the Year award was won by Mexico's Lorena Ochoa.
It's just the LPGA. Lauren Ochoa is a golfer. A female golfer. So she would be in the LPGA. Now that I've explained my logic, we'll go on to the next question.
This man was the first to play for all 4 original MLB expansion teams. His 1968 Topps rookie card also depicts Mets teammate Jerry Koosman. In a 1993 game, this pitcher put a headlock on Chicago's Rob.
That's Nolan Ryan. Yep. I watched a Nolan Ryan documentary on a plane. It was executive produced by his family, so it was very pro Ryan. But it was funny. They obviously mentioned him putting Robin Ventura in a headlock. after they told that part of the story, they put a chyron on the screen that said Robin Ventura declined our request for an interview. I wouldn't talk to him either if I was Robin Ventura. While I think that documentary is accurate to the history of Nolan Ryan, it is also very pro Nolan Ryan.
Boxing and this sport made Eddie Egan the only gold medalist in both summer and winter Olympic disciplines.
Oh.
Devin Harris was recruited from the Army to compete in this sport with Dudley Stokes at the 1988 Calgary Olympics. For 10 points, what sport's Jamaican team...
Yeah, I figured... Boxing and bobsleigh. That's a interesting combination. Because you get a lot of sprinters. So like the Cool Runnings thing made sense because they were fairly fast guys. You do get a lot of sprinters into bobsleigh, but not a lot of boxers. Interesting.
In the 2011 first round, this man hit a game-winning 3 for a team that had been swept in its previous 3 playoff series, keying an 8-1 upset. In 2006, Daryl Morey traded Rudy Gay for this first Memphis Grizzlies draft pick. For 10 points, what first Duke alumnus won 2012 and 2013 titles with the Heat?
Is that Bosch? I think it might be Bosch. Oh, Shane Battier. Nope, was never getting that. So I threw out one of the big 3. I think that might have been too early for the big 3. It was not LeBron, obviously, and it wasn't Dwayne Wade. So I shot my shot. Wasn't going to get it.
In an NFL kickoff game, this man threw 3 interceptions while becoming the most recent quarterback to reach 50,000 passing yards. In 2021, he completed 16 touchdowns and 145 passes to Cooper Kupp. For 10 points.
Oh, it's got to be Stafford then. Yeah, makes sense that Stafford would get to 50,000. He's been around forever, and he didn't really get hurt. Because now, honestly, like we have all these quarterbacks who are breaking records just because they get babied. So we're just gonna have all these records broken by people like Matthew Stafford's a fine quarterback, but 50,000 yards is probably more than he should have gotten.
This man's pitching as a law student was described in a 1964 article by Don Hoke. This man, who purportedly was rejected by a senator's scout, often played with Camilo Cienfuegos, a fellow revolutionary.
Los Barbudos. It's Castro. Yeah, Fidel Castro. Oh, sneaking a little history in here, Buzzword. A little history with that baseball. I like it. Yeah, that was actually a okay week for sports. So with the 101 here and the 120 from pop culture, had a 221 point week. Dropped 4 questions. Not bad. Not bad overall. And the ones I dropped, I had no chance on. Actually, I'll take that back. I probably should have remembered Jim Mora. Because the playoff speech is an all-time classic. So probably should have remembered that. Good stuff overall. I hope you've enjoyed watching me play this and having a good time. I hope you have a good time too. There's more videos on the channel for you to check out. There will likely be another one of these next week, next Friday. So I hope you check that one out too. We'll see you then. Goodbye.